Welcome to She Speaks by Atleta Filipina, our conversations with Filipina champions. We want to have candid conversations with our athletes on their struggles, wins, and secrets to excellence that will inspire everyone to push limits, rise stronger, and win their own battles in life. I'm Bigo, your host. And to introduce this episode's guest, we have Sofia Frank. She is a two-time national champion, a national team mainstay. She was a gold medalist in the 2022 Asian Open and 2024 Southeast Asian Open. And recently, she represented the Philippines in the 2025 Asian Winter Games and finished 11th overall. So hi, Sofia, and welcome to She Speaks.
Hi, thank you, Ate. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be talking to you today.
Yeah, we always want to start this podcast with a very uplifting, positive question just to get things going. And my question for you is, what is your favorite Chinese food in the Harbin Asian Winter Games?
Oh my gosh, we ate so much food when we were in China, in Korea, but I would definitely say hot pot. We literally ate hot pot every single day that we were there. I'm not even joking.
Oh my gosh, I love hot pot too.
Me
And I
too,
think you
yeah.
should put Taiwan on your list next time.
Yeah, I've been to Taiwan actually.
Yeah, and okay, so when it comes to the hot pot, I'm really curious. So what is like your favorite mix there?
Like
And
the sauce?
Yeah, the sauce.
Okay. So usually I go for like if they have like a collagen broth, I'm getting that for sure. And then my sauce is usually like either peanut sauce, sesame sauce, a ton of cilantro and green onions, some soy sauce, some chili oil, and garlic.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so all I would do except for cilantro. I'm not a cilantro girly. I'm so sorry. Yeah. All right. Okay. So yeah, and since you just represented the Philippines in the Asian Winter Games, we would like to hear your journey about it. So can you just tell us like what was it like even qualifying for these games?
So I had first like found out that I was going to the Asian Winter Games when I was out to dinner with my coach, and we got a call. My mom got a call, and they said, "Oh, we want Sofia to come and represent the Philippines at the Asian Winter Games." And I didn't think that the Asian Winter Games was like a huge competition. I was like, "Oh, that's great. That's a great opportunity. I'm excited to go. Like I've never been to Harbin." But like as soon as we got out of the airport, like it was like VIP everything. Like they were so kind, and they like took us on the fast track, like skipped all the lines, treat us like celebrities. And the event was actually so much bigger than I thought it was, and it was so exciting. It felt genuinely like the Olympics, so it was really cool.
Oh my gosh, Sofia, it is.
No, it really was.
Yeah, because so did that help though, like alleviate like some pressure off you also while preparing for the Asian Winter Games?
I think honestly no. I was more nervous when I got there because I didn't realize like how big of a competition it was. But I just tried to keep everything how I always do and just take it one thing at a time.
All right, great. So I guess like even like a part of the journey was also the preparation, and I know that like it's been like 2 years since I last interviewed you, and you've just gone through a lot. So can you just talk about like maybe some like big challenges that you had to overcome?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely had to overcome a lot of mental challenges this last year and this past year. I've struggled with anxiety for as long as I can remember, and I think that I just reached a point to where it was overbearing and it was getting too much, and I was way too stressed out about a lot of things other than skating. So I think I took some time to reevaluate myself and reevaluate everything. And I definitely think it helped a lot mentally. and I got back into training with, a new like, not beginning, I would say, but just like a fresh kind of start, and it definitely helped me, leading up to these last two competitions.
Yeah, mental health is definitely a huge part about being an athlete. And you did say that you took some sort of like time off. Like, what was it like? So, what are ways that athletes like you, elite athletes like you, could have some rest and get refreshed?
I would, I kind of like isolated myself a little bit because I think that I needed to do that. Usually I'm not like that, and usually I like to talk to my friends and my siblings about how I'm feeling, but I think this time I really needed to just isolate myself and really, have a deeper understanding of, why I'm feeling the way that I am, and like understanding ways that I can cope with how I'm feeling. And, I had started going to therapy regularly and talking to a therapist about it, and it's definitely really helped. I think what mostly helped me was journaling every single day, going on walks, or listening to music whenever I'm feeling super anxious.
Yeah, I love that. I think I also started journaling maybe 5 years ago. And I think
Yeah.
it's a great way to just write down your thoughts, put them together without anyone else's opinions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I guess when was that? What is the timeline like? So when did you start getting back on track with your coaches and even just like opening yourself up to your friends and your family again?
Honestly, it was very recent actually. I think that like towards like the last few weeks of December and the first, 2.5, 3 weeks of January is when I took that time off to really reevaluate. And I think like the second week of January, I started training again and doing my regular stuff.
And what was that mindset or realization that you came, uh, like, exited that season with now that you're like, okay, yes, I'm renewed, I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go?
I think in that time that I was taking off, I really grounded myself, and I just kind of like came into it with like a new perspective. That's the word that I was trying to look for. I came into it with a new perspective, and I just really wanted to do well for myself. I had always put so much pressure on myself to, be perfect, but, I've realized that it's okay to not be perfect, and it's okay to have mistakes and make mistakes because you learn from them and you grow from them. So,
Yeah, and we're not defined by what we do, right? So,
exactly, yeah.
that's great. So, yeah, and just to talk about like your actual performance, landing in Harpin and everything. So, like, how would you assess your experience in the Harpin Asian Games?
It was genuinely one of like the most fun competitions that I'd ever been to. Everybody was so sweet and genuine, and getting to meet a bunch of different athletes from Asian countries was a cool experience that I'll never forget. Like everybody was trading pins. That was like the big thing there. Like during closing ceremony, everybody was trading pins with each other, and just making those memories with everybody was like I I can't even like describe it. It was so much fun. As far as like my skating, I definitely made some mistakes. I talk about this with everybody, but like like during my short program warm up, like it was genuinely terrible. Like it was so bad. Like I had not landed anything in my warm up, and um I want to thank Coach Palm for like helping me reset myself and reset my head, because I was so nervous after my short program that I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to go out there and, just skate. But he really helped me ground myself and, tell me that it's okay and to just trust my training. And I skated one of the best short programs I have in like a few seasons. So I'm really, really proud of myself for that. But it was mostly Coach Palm. So I just want to shout out Coach Palm for that because he really, really helps me. But yeah, and then my long program, I think I missed 2 jumps, but honestly, I'm just proud that I went out there and, I had trained so hard for these past like 2 events. So I'm just glad that I'm finally like seeing results come out of it. Like it obviously wasn't my best, but I can still say that I'm proud of my skate.
Yeah, and I think like you could also be proud of like even the perspective that you had, right? Like it was part of your a big part of your growth as an athlete. So, what can you say now about the Asian competition? Because you've been very active in the Asian circuit in the last 5 years, also. So, can you
Mhm.
talk about the growth, your growth, and even the growth of the competition?
Yeah, for sure. Um, For my growth personally, I think I've really started to, like refine my second mark, my PCS. And I think that's what I talked to you the last time I talked with you about, was just to try and get that second mark up. And I think that I've been working really hard on just trying to execute everything well and have good lines and all of that stuff. But as far as the Asian competition goes, like it's definitely still really competitive. The top 2 countries right now are Korea and Japan, and all of their athletes are so fierce, and they're they're such hard workers as well. Like I don't know, watching them was so cool and genuinely like I was so starstruck watching Kaori skate because I'd grown up watching her, when I was little. So it was just a really amazing moment to be able to witness that.
Yeah, and a part of like, all these like big competitions, the Asian Games, Asian Winter Games, and even the Olympics, like you get to like meet new friends, meet athletes, like the high level ones. Like,
Yeah.
were there like new friends that you met in the Asian circuit?
I mean, I mostly knew everybody that was there just because we'd all, been competing at the same competitions. I talked to Kaori and she gave me a Japan pin. So that was really cool. And that made me super happy. But I've also met other people from Kazakhstan, another Sofia. She's really popular right now, actually. She used to train under a Terry, and she represents Kazakhstan now. And also, this other girl that I met from Mongolia, her name is Michelle. So, yeah, I made a few new friends.
Yeah, and we also, yeah, in here in She Speaks, we do have a segment on like the Atleta Insider where we wanna also learn what's it like being an athlete, like the behind the scenes of everything, and just you talking about like the new friend that you met. Can you also like share more about the figure skating community, even at a very high level? Like, what's the culture like and all that?
I mean, I think I can say this for the whole figure skating community. It's just very, very tight knit, and like everybody knows everybody. And if you don't know, one specific person, you have a friend or somebody that knows them. Um, and yeah, everybody in this community is so supportive, and we're all here for each other because we all know what we're going through. Um, yeah, I think that like I've already known that the skating community was very tight knit, but after the AA5342 flight, I think it just really brought the skating community together because it was just devastating what had happened. I don't know if you've heard about it or whatnot, but it definitely brought the skating community closer together. And yeah, everybody's so like that's all I can say really is everybody's just so supportive, and um everybody loves each other, and I'm so thankful to be in this sport. what did you want to know about like behind the scenes? Like, I'll tell you anything.
Oh yeah, like I think there's a lot. Like even like I think like a lot of people would think like figure skating is kind of a close sister to gymnastics, right? Like you talked about perfection and all that. So like how do you guys manage that? Like it's like well for me, I would think that oh gosh, like there's so much pressure, but at the same time, like it seems like you guys are having fun and like just skating to for the love of the game and also and people are just like cheering you guys on. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, it you don't do this sport, if you don't love it. So it's a very hard, difficult sport, and I don't think, people talk about that enough about how much time and dedication and the blood and sweat and tears that we put into this sport. And I want people to recognize that. Like it's not super easy, you know. And as much as I love skating, like it's tough and it's not for the faint of heart, definitely. But like what I've learned throughout this like whole sport is that it's just you get so many amazing opportunities. And for me, like I love learning something new every single time that I step onto the ice. And I think that's what motivates me the most, is that something else can, be tweaked or made better, and you're just always learning and you're always growing as a skater. And I think that's one of the things that I love most about it.
Yeah, and so maybe you could also share to us like your most recent learning also like getting off the ice you're like okay like this is what I'm going to work on next.
Yeah. I think that what I've really been working on and what's been helping me is when, before I used to have like one day I would skate really, really, really well. And then the next day, like it would be a complete disaster. I wouldn't be landing any of my jumps and I would be so tough and hard on myself. And I think that now I've realized like if one day goes really well, just be thankful for it. And, whatever happens the next day happens. And if it's not going well, then to just, accept it and, not to be too hard on myself, because that's just only going to make, my mental worse. So I just take things one day at a time and, just try to really stay in the present. And I think that's really helped me.
Yeah, and speaking of also like just keeping your heart strong, it's not for the faint of heart. Like I'm sure like behind the scenes you also have a great team, right? Like a support system and your coaches. Can you just talk about like who they are and what is their impact in your life as a athlete?
Yeah. Um, I definitely want to thank my parents. I genuinely could not be where I am today without them. They have worked so, so incredibly hard to help me pursue my dream. And I don't know, I give all of my thanks to them because they've pushed me and they've made me a better person for all of this, and I'm just so grateful to have them in my life. And also my coaches as well. My main coach, Tammy Gamble, I've been working with her since I was, I think, 11 years old, and I'm 19 now, so quite some time. I think of her like a second mom, and she's helped me in so, so many ways. She's always been so supportive of me, and she really listens to me when I tell her that I'm not feeling well, and she'll walk me through things and take things one step at a time. And I'm really, really grateful for that as well. As far as like my whole coaching team also, like they genuinely want the best for me, and I can't thank them enough, because I would probably be crashing out if I didn't have them. So I'm really, really grateful for everybody that's on my team.
Yeah, and during the Asian Winter Games, like you were also with your uncle, Adrian Tonko. So did that help also, or did that even bring your family together to cheer you guys on?
So, unfortunately, he got injured right before the Asian Winter Games. So, I have no idea like what had actually happened, but he got injured and he wasn't able to make it. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to meet him, but I would have loved to. That would have been great. Get a good picture and talk about, snowboarding because I think that's so cool because I ski. So I would have loved to learn all about the snowboarding world.
I know, like skiing is just like a close cousin of like snowboarding, or if not, like you do both at the same time if you're at a resort, right? Oh, I
Yeah,
love that.
exactly.
So, how do you even carve time to ski?
I mean, honestly, don't tell my coaches, but I do ski sometimes. My dad was actually a junior Olympic skier.
I didn't
So
know
I've been
that.
Yes, he was. So I've
Okay.
been in skis since before I started skating. Like as soon as I could walk, I was on skis, and I've been skiing my whole entire life. So we would go every single year to either Colorado or we lived in California before, so Mammoth or Big Bear.
Yeah, what was your favorite place to ski?
Definitely in Colorado, in Aspen, where my dad is from. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
This season is made possible by Dove Philippines and Sing Life Philippines. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you stay updated when we upload new videos. Oh, beautiful and cold.
Yes,
that's what
that
I would
too.
that's what I would think about when I hear Colorado. Yeah, and also like yeah, you're just 19, like you have just so much ahead of you. So I just really want to like hear about like what are your goals, what are your dreams? Like is there like a dream song that you want to perform to, or even some like a move that you want to learn?
I definitely want to start training triple axel again. I would be the first Filipina to ever do it, and I've landed it before, cheated, but that was a while ago, and I think I want to, get back into that because, it's a big element, and I think that it would be really, really cool to have somebody, compete that on the Philippines team. As far as a song, I don't have any preference. Like you could, if you asked anybody that like coached me, I am so indecisive about picking music. I literally can't do it myself because I can't pick. So I always have somebody else pick it for me. So I don't have any specific one in mind that I would want to skate to.
Yeah, not even like a genre or like something that you lean towards to.
Um, I don't know. I mean, a Lady Gaga program would be so cool. I would love to do something like that, but I don't know if the judges would like it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so that's the thing that you guys have to think about, right? As skaters, like, oh yeah, like I would like it, but then like, would the audience even love it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, you have to think about that as well.
Wow, amazing. So, okay, like we now want to move on to talk about like, just women's sports and the big picture of women's figure skating. So, just really want to ask also like what are the stigmas of women in figure skating that you want to prove the audience and the public wrong about?
I mean, I think figure skating is already a very feminine sport. So, I mean, honestly, I think that that we're capable of, you know, doing these elements that these men can do, and we've already been seeing it with Amber Glenn being able to do a triple axel. She's I think like the seventh U.S. woman to ever do it in competition, and just by that, I think we're defying stigmas in women's sports because some of these Russian girls too they're doing ultra C elements, they're doing quads, and it's really cool to be able to watch in real time and like see.
Yeah, like I was thinking that too. Like, yeah, men are like more athletic, right? So that they're able to like execute everything. So, what does it what training does it take for a woman to also have that same athleticism and like showcase it to in the events?
I think that just, doing it over and over and over and over again and working on the harness and being able to get that height in rotation to be able to execute these jumps. It just takes a lot of training and injuries, unfortunately, so wear your butt pads for sure.
Yeah. Did you even like yeah, speaking of injuries, like did you when you first started figure skating, did you even feel like some sort of fear like oh that you might fall or like for you it was like a no pressure like oh it's part of the game kind of thing?
I think at first, like when I was really little, I was afraid, but I realized that I'm not going to be able to get anything if I don't fall. Literally you're kind of like making yourself fall. Like you have to be able to jump. Like you can't be scared of falling because you're not going to get anywhere in skating, unfortunately, if you're scared to fall. So,
Yeah, and I think like from like in your generation as an athlete, like there's now more strength and conditioning that's involved, right? For even
yeah.
for women and even in the sport of figure skating. So does that help also like kind of like push the push the ceiling higher also for women's figure skating?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that like now that we have, advanced, training like that, off ice training, it really, really helps and it benefits all of us. So to be able to, get those strong legs and get our rotation faster.
Yeah, and I guess like, is there like, what is the reality also of like women in figure skating? Like, are there like still some challenges, or is, yeah, or like even like some wins already, like new things in the sport that you would want to share?
Like what do you mean? Like what?
Yeah, because like I think like there like for a lot of like women's sports like it's undercovered, right? Like a lot of them don't get a lot of publicity, like the how the popularity of it is not there yet. But you think like a lot of people are participating in that sport, for example, and or how can you get more people to participate also?
I think people just need to really start watching figure skating before, like I would say in like the 2012 to like 2017 era, like it was a very popular sport to watch. And I mean, I'm not really quite sure what happened, but I feel like it's losing its popularity. And I honestly just, I think more people should start trying it and, getting into learn to skate. And because I think it's a very beautiful sport. It's a tough sport, but it's a very beautiful sport. And I think that, more people should try getting into it because I don't want it to lose its popularity because,
Yeah, and yeah, you grew up also in California then, but then like what is it like? How do people is it accessible for people to try figure skating compared to the Philippines? You think so?
I definitely think so because there are probably 10 rinks I can name in California. And, like I can count on my hand how many there are in Colorado. And as far as the Philippines, I can only say that there are three rinks, I think, in Cebu and in MOA and Mega Mall. And I think those are the only rinks that, we have available. And I think, if we want more Filipina athletes in figure skating, I think that we need to open it up more to different communities.
Yeah, like to different locations.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, and also you said that like people should start watching figure skating. So maybe like how could they start? Maybe is it like some movies, or who could they follow on Instagram or on social media, for example?
Definitely start by watching YouTube videos. That's when I was a kid, that was all I would do, is just watch skating videos of the people that I, compete against today. I would just watch them on YouTube and learn from it, and there would be crowds of people watching, and I would always be like, "Oh my gosh, like I want to do this. Like I hope I can get to this level." And I think that it's inspiring to watch skating, because I think for the most part we make it look sort of easy, and I think that's really enjoyable to watch for sure. So definitely like start on YouTube, watch, you know, pretty common, figure skating videos like that, would see on like the Olympics. Like literally you can look up the Olympics and you can watch those girls and men and pairs and ice dance skate. And also just like there's some movies too that you could watch too. I know a good one is Blades of Glory. That's not really like figure skating, but it's a great movie, and I don't know, maybe it'll get people to start, trying it. Um but yeah, also just like going out and trying it for yourself. Like even if it's just like a public session, I think it would be beneficial, it just to, get a little push into starting.
I feel like you were kind of, I felt like, oh, was she speaking to me? Because I remember when we were doing our shoots together, I would be like, yeah, she does make it look so easy. Then when I'm on it, I was like, oh my
You're like,
gosh.
"Oh, no."
Yeah. But then like you did remember the videographers that we had, like they were so G. They totally enjoyed it, like filming
Oh,
on skates. Now we could go on to the fun, like an even like better part of
okay.
the podcast, which is Atleta Filipina Rapid Fire. So I'll be pulling out like random questions for you
Okay.
to you hear it like the
Yeah, the rough one.
yeah, the ruffling. Yeah, I'll pulling out the first question. So what's a non-sports hobby that's keeping you sane right now?
Oh my gosh. Can I say shopping? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Honestly, no, I'm being honest. Like, genuinely, I've been getting into coloring, and I've been doing that like so much recently, coloring and reading. So, those are the big two that I've been doing recently to keep me sane.
Yeah. What was the last book?
The last book that I read was I don't know if I can say the word on here, but it's Why Men Love B Words. And it's
Oh,
really good. It's really, really good.
I see. And yeah, what about coloring? Is it like watercolor or like just
Literally
like
just like a coloring
pen?
book and markers, little Crayola markers. I bring them everywhere with me.
Oh, nice. Like an added pre-game ritual, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, let's go. Second question. Would you rather win a championship or inspire millions of young girls to play sport?
Ooh. I mean, obviously it would be really nice to win a championship, but I think I would choose the second one, just because like I feel like figure skating is dying, and I want more people to join figure skating because it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah, like maybe what would you do like to just encourage girls? Like if you have like some dream project of like a get into figure skating, like some sort of event, like what would you be doing? Have you thought of that?
Um, I mean, kind of, I guess. I would definitely like teach. I mean, I want to be a coach after I'm done with figure skating, so I think just like trying to, build clinics and teaching more learn to skate like everywhere. I think it would really help, get these kids to, want to skate.
Yeah, like we could think of something with Atleta Filipina. That's what we do.
Yes, that would be so
Yeah.
cool.
In 10 years, we'll
Yeah.
still be alive, don't worry. Alive and thriving. Okay. All right. Another question. So, do you think women's sports will ever get equal coverage as men's sports in the Philippines? Why or why not?
I definitely think it's a possibility. I think, as far as like Hilden Diaz, like she started, making the covers after she won a gold medal, and I think that really helped, showcase more like women in sports in the Philippines. And I definitely think that it's starting to grow more, and it will keep growing. And I think that it will get the same coverage.
Yeah, and Haydn has really also started her own academy. Like she set
Yes,
up,
I know.
yeah, really inspiring. Like I think like that's what's needed also in women's sports. That like these female athletes that they're able to still give back to the sport.
Exactly.
Yeah, great, great. Okay, more questions. Let's go for the last two. So, if you if your sports journey had a soundtrack, what would the theme song be? More songs.
More songs. Wait, read it. Can you read it again?
Yeah, it is. If your sports journey had a soundtrack, what would the theme song be?
I don't know. There's a lot of good songs that I can think of, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. Definitely maybe like a rap song. Like Lose Yourself by Eminem. There you go. That's the song that I'm choosing.
Yeah, good choice, good choice. All right, okay, the last one. Oh, yeah. Do you prefer playing in front of a home crowd or an away crowd?
I definitely think a home crowd. I love competing in the Philippines because everybody's so loud and so cheerful, and I love hearing all the noise. I love it. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, like we bring the energy and the kababayan
Exactly.
energy. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So that's it for the Atleta Filipina Rapid Fire. So to just wrap up this episode, like can you just share your encouragement to all our listeners and viewers?
Yes, of course. Every interview that I do, I love to say this quote because I truly stick by it, and I don't think I will ever not stick by it. But it's by Theodore Roosevelt, and it's believe you can, and you're halfway there. And it just justifies my skating career and my entire life so perfectly.
Yeah, aw, so good. And I think you are definitely living in it. So thank you,
Yes.
Sophia, for joining us. And to our listeners and viewers, follow us at Atleta Filipina on our social media channels to catch more She Speaks episodes and our features on Filipina athletes. Also, this season is made possible by Dove Philippines and Sing Life Philippines. I'm Bigo, your host. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Sophia. See you!
Thank you. Maraming salamat.
This season is made possible by Dove Philippines and Sing Life Philippines. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you stay updated when we upload new videos.